I'd like to just take a moment here to explain to you how I replace the webbing when it needs to. This one still has plenty of life in it, but it's what's out in my barn today, so we're just going to replace the strap on this one. They can be a little stiff when they first get sent to you, so an easier way to do that is just to kind of work it a little bit and soften it up. Go ahead and take your existing strap off. When you replace this, you'll see that the indented side or the recessed side, that's the side you want out. Sometimes I'll just start my screws with a hand. This is a really simple procedure. The important things to look for, so the Hoofjack will perform the same way for you, is the length of the webbing when we're done and how far we get these screws in. So again, we're taking the recessed side in. By the way, if you do rasp these bars a lot and get them totally worn out, this is another replacement item for the Hoofjack as you like. Everything, all the parts on the Hoofjack are interchangeable and replaceable. So here we are. Get these just barely cinched up, just a teeny bit. So the real key here is when you get this stretched out and done, 1 3/8 of an inch is the distance that you want from the base of the cradle here to the webbing. We're at 1 1/4, so I will just take another screwdriver and we can just play with it a little bit. I know this sounds really trivia, but if you have the webbing strung too tight, the hoof will skip out when you're filing diagonally and get you really frustrated. If the webbing is too long, you're going to start prematurely rasping the corners of your webbing and wear it out sooner than you need to be. So 1 3/8 is where we're at, and let's leave it at that. You can see here, if you need to bring it down and tighten it up a little bit, just take a screwdriver up in there and slightly pull on it. So we've got it to our correct length. The other really important thing to do is to make sure that these are all the way in. Meaning, you want these screws to be in as far as you can get them in there. And so as you put your finger in there, you'll just feel, it won't come flush to the cradle, but there'll just be a slight indentation there, and that's where you want it to be. Sometimes I'll come back, just check it by hand, because if these aren't tight all the way in, the weight of the horse, this hoof on this, and they're leaning, you can tear these out, and you don't want to do that. So the two main points you want to think about here are how tight this is, and you get your screws all the way in, and the other one is that you have right about 1 3/8 from the bottom of the cradle to the webbing. And that way it'll perform for you like it was when you bought it brand new. So anyway, thank you for watching today, and thank you for being a Hoofjacker.